lane.
I mean, Bard is so good with the Skarner.
Oh, true. The setup for these Impales
Don't you
very scary.
Don't you dare Senna here.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing Senna.
I mean, sometimes with you don't know.
It's a Neela angle.
Jin makes sense. Okay, I was nervous when they didn't insta-lock it. When they locked Alistar instead, I was getting more nervous, but then
Gio was stating his case. He's like, no, but Neela is actually probably the best choice here. And Lehen says no and locks him away. The Jin does make a fair bit of sense. I think otherwise, like if I had nameplates off, I'd be looking at this Nongshim draft feeling absolutely fantastic about how it looks. The problem is, on the Genji side, this is the most Genji thing we've seen ever.
Yeah,
right?
and like at this point in round 5, new patch, new smash, right? Why would I ever reveal any of the things we have planned against
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, Nongshim fans pretty loud here today as we're checking it out.
Oh, the new Corki skin, yes!
Yeah, there we go.
And zoom in on it.
And does have the blue chroma as well, which is pretty cute.
It's in
Look
the
at
same.
that. Look at his little.
Eventually.
Well, Alex is not. He's going to the death chamber, which would have been crazy. As yep, here he is. Seismic Shove is going to connect though onto Chovy, who does use the Emperor's Divide, but dies immediately. So really nice shove there from Calyx. Ooh, actually getting the Between Worlds out here as there's the flash forward from Chovy. Seismic Shove's gorgeous into the Cyclone. Under the turret goes Gideon, but he is more than happy about that one as Genji will start up these grubs. We'll see how many they can get before Gideon makes his way over. But without Cyclone, it's going to be hard to fight.
Yeah, no Cyclone, and they have Tempered Fate plus the Impale. So it's just not a fight you want to take. So you got Chovy, but you lost the grubs for it. At the end of the day, one step closer. All right, well, this is going to be Nongshim with that near pick onto Duro to start off Dragon, but the Ruler's in the area here. This is a very risky start. We're going to have to see a Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, that's the teleport in as Kane looking for an angle here as in goes Canyon, but a little bit early as he flashes to get towards the Dragon. It is going to be secured. Tempered Fate to keep Canyon alive for a little while longer, but Ruler, I don't know what we're quite doing there as Between Worlds does come down. Kingen almost just kills him, but Ruler will be able to survive momentarily. Finally, the auto comes in and Nongshim wipe the floor with Genji in the Dragon fight, and Kingen may even be able to find it. Kane is wondering whether he should get out of here or not, and I think I liked what he was considering there as the flash out of the way of the headbutt pole means that Keen will live, and first brick goes over to Genji. Nongshim hot in their heels, but not hot enough as it turns out.
This decision was interesting because they're like, okay, I don't want to die in the cross map, and then we can act first and kill Keen.
If they get in as
those
well,
what
that's
I'm talking
a bit
about.
much.
Like it's not only first brick that also goes over, but you use TP and they get 2 turrets because you used.
Surely this doesn't go down, right?
Oh, it goes. By the way, 3 grubs on Nazir with Nashor's Tooth. See ya.
Okay, well, never mind. And then there is a turret for the enemy team. All of a sudden, as Gideon is going to be able to get started on this Rift Herald, so at least there's that. One step closer to feats of strength as well. 1 point apiece.
They just took a 1,300 gold bite out of the lead from Nongshim from that play alone.
That's kind of ridiculous. And now they're not going to give this one up. Cosmic Binding does go wide, though, as Gideon is going to be able to lock this one down. Chovy makes his way in. The Weaver's Wall coming on down as Kingen bounces to the other side to avoid the Emperor's Divide. Beautifully done. And Genji.
But this is prio kind of gained by Genji, though, and they're pushing in.
Yeah, teleport from Keen as well as Lahen's Hex Flash not going to be helping him out there as the rest of Nongshim are grouped around where this Gwen is going to be coming out. Nullifies the Seismic Shove as the circle is like the Gwen's immune stuff is just a bit ridiculous. So Genji will be able to take this Dragon. One more objective. Whoever gets it gets the cool new Nikes. As it's a Cloud Soul, you love to see it. As Gideon doesn't love to see that. 3 people in a brush. Deadly Flourishes have been pretty good, though, as Lahen's driving the Rift Herald, and the charge is going to come through. Now the curtains are being called as Lahen's continuing to do battle. Keen stays alive because Gwen is immune. And the curtain call means absolutely nothing. Kingen bounces into the Dragon.
How are they doing? They're doing pretty well.
Emphasis on the XD is okay. Keen underneath this turret will be able to take that one down. And Kingen, he's trying to get out. Will he evasive? No. Oh god, the burst damage
What?
is absurd!
The cross-map Otacon attempt here. Like, they do have Weaver's Wall. Calyx is rotating over. Maybe they can actually make this happen.
I mean, Canyon is here. It's still likely to be a 50-50.
Tempered Fate plus Impale. Watch out, Nongshim. Calyx is going to use the wall.
Teleport is going to come in. The Weaver's Wall, I don't know whether it's quite going to do enough, as Otacon was kind of trapped in the middle of it. There's the Tempered Fate to allow GENG the setup as Keen just dives forward. The Impale comes down. The Otacon is collected by Nongshim. Gideon at least gets that one. But can they get anything more? That's the question. Cosmic Binding not going to...
If Ruler isn't here, maybe. Meanwhile...
Chovy just goes over the wall there momentarily. It looks like Scorpion's on the menu here. Seismic Shove delivers him. Beautiful chain CC. Nowhere.
But maybe they try for it. Calyx has T-Flip is not coming.
And Gideon's in base. He was on a reset. Does hit the 2-item spike, but not going to be helping them here for this second Drake for GENG. So they do manage to lock that one down. Not Soul Point or anything like that. Nothing really to worry. Going to show himself on this ward. Keen do manage, GENG do manage to get that one down, but here's the turn. Down goes the Bard in the blink of an eye, and Ruler is just going to cook some eggs over that wall to get himself out of there.
Yeah, not the happiest Doughboy this time, Doro, as he is
We may
down a
still
heel.
have got the animation, but unfortunately he then left the rift.
Well, now Nongshim with this control of the choke point, Weaver's Wall, Cyclone, like, don't back here, come on.
Well, they do get the control.
Yeah, I feel like they could have maybe tried to force an awkward fight here for GENG without the support there, and with all of that.
But GENG instead just going to be pressuring this inner turret.
GENG, you're like, while you think about it, I'll take a turret.
Well, Weaver's Wall is going to split this one up, but the turret does go down. Seismic Shove not going to connect as Canyon just goes on a bit of a ride. There's the Tempered Fate to set up on this Alistar, but he's not shoved down the mid lane. They increase that gold lead to about 1,000. I mean, this game has been so close, but also doesn't feel close.
No, exactly.
It's so weird,
I mean,
man.
It's like Dragon and Turret or Global Blue.
Well, Keen is trying to be immune, and it's kind of working, as he does flash out of the way. Seismic Shove goes wide. The Cyclone there doesn't do too much, and they almost got 50%.
Now you don't have Cyclone. Now you definitely...
As Keen gonna get caught here once again, but he gets booped over the wall with the help of the Weaver's Wall. Goes Golden just to avoid this curtain call as Ruler possibly out of position, but another Cyclone gonna get eaten by a flash, and the Empress Divide throws the monkey back in. The Impale just going to deliver him, and it's a triple kill here for Ruler. Is it the pentakill time? Can he finally manage to take it away from his teammates? As Gio, I think, is going to be able to deny it. Calyx as well, not going to be going down without a fight. And Ruler, oh my goodness, he hasn't been overtaken by the Pentacola in his brain. He is instead just going to do the Baron.
And they're going to find Calyx anyways.
Yep, I think it's going to be enough here for Keen just to come on over and chase him down. But instead, the Seismic Shove is pretty good. They might need to employ Chovy to come up and help, especially with these Cosmic Bindings going wide. Calyx trying to take one before he does fall, and he's pretty scary on this Talia, but Seismic Shove not going to be enough, and that is going to be Chovy locking that one down, his first kill of the game.
I love how, you know, like GENG are like, let's make a choice, and Nongshim try to punish those choices, but are a little bit behind the 8-ball every time as the stun goes down onto Kingin.
Yeah, he is trying to bounce his way out of this one, still takes the rock to the head as Gio almost just dies. Tempered Fate right into the base with Ruler, who is just sort of hanging out with a monkey. Magical Journey comes on through, there's the flash out, and Canyon, he can just drive his way out, decides against it, as now Ruler with the barrier. Pulverize comes on through there as Ruler is in so much trouble, does manage to take one down before he falls, but Gideon with no Cyclone has no way out. It's Canyon that takes down the turret as well as the monkey, and I don't think they're going to need their Corki to break open the base here as GENG with an 8,000 gold lead. Here, Cloud Soul is going to be picked up by GENG alongside it, utilizing the last 10 seconds of the Baron. And with the top lane inhibitor now dead, just guaranteed that that Drake was going to be uncontestable.
It was such a good start for Nongshim. Lehens has already found Chovy because they were teammates as well, but he found him, you know, in the mid lane.
Yeah, he did!
Like, Bill Gates hasn't done that yet, but like...
Did you know Bill Gates is going to be on that show that you were on, by the way, apparently?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he going on UQuiz? Is that
yeah, I think you're actually as famous as Bill Gates.
Wow.
As Seismic Shove is going to push Canyon back towards Nongshim. He's driving away, able to use Duro here. And the redemption even is going to come down just to keep him even more alive as Keen dives into the back line looking for a bit of an angle as the Tempered Fate to lock up Calyx momentarily. That was the decoy as Chovy finds the angle, takes down the Aurora, and is now just running amok, looking to destroy Nongshim. Canyon will catch on to Calyx. There's the Impale. Another great shove, to be perfectly honest. But it won't actually do anything as Juve is going to be left alive, but not for very long. As look at the damage Ruler's doing. That's going to be the ace, and GENG will close out game one. A weird one, but in the end, it just didn't really feel like it was going to go any other way.
No, it really didn't. And that's because with suddenly Canyon comes out of a brush and impales us, and we lose the game right there. But if you just sit and wait, GENG will make choices. My favorite moment of this game was when Nongshim were hens. Okay, this is a little bit different than playing into the Poppy in the bottom lane, though.
And Shape Splitter can be pretty good into Cocoon.
Yeah, you can just block
have good reflexes with it. So it could be an opportunity here for Duro to show his skills.
And even if you don't have perfect reflexes, you can predict, or if you're retreating, you can just stop the angle. There's a lot of really cool outplays you can make.
It's a Vayne game, isn't it?
Nah, he's just going to play Lucian. Oh, he's going to play Caitlyn. That's
a different pick.
It's almost fun. It's slightly fun.
That'd be
more fun than Lucian. More
there
fun
it
than
is.
Lucian. Yay.
All right, there's something a little bit new here out of GENG. If we're celebrating a Caitlyn pick, you know that we're running on fumes here as far as new picks. Of course, Lehens, I mean, the Elise is something that we don't see all that often, but it's Lehens, so we're not surprised.
So for Lehens, you see it quite often, comparatively. I look at the draft here of Nongshim, and I think if you get through the early game pretty well, it's a pretty good draft. It's very safe. The Ezreal pick into the Vi and the Renekton, you know, the...
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right. Oh, wow. Got a pretty good power up here for the Caitlyn with Shadow Clone. I think that's best in slot at the moment in TFT for the current Caitlyn build.
I got to get into TFT.
It's fine. It's okay, but the two...
A level 6 Duro is pretty terrifying if he can get into this pit.
Yeah, does need that level 6, though. Unfortunately, doesn't have it just yet. As Canyon wants to be able to get at least one of these as Ace in the Hole comes through. Gio just making his way out, though. Lehens on vision. And the Cocoon is going to go wide. There's the Pop Blossom. He goes forward. Looks to try and take down the jungler. The heroic the heroic entrance is fantastic. Gideon's dead. That is going to be one of the grubs over now. Chovy is free hitting this top outer turret. Yeah, Kingen is getting some work done down here, but that is 2 plates that they've managed to get out of that turret.
By the way, the whole mid turret
is likely just dead as Canyon moves in, and this is just going to belong to GENG. Down it will go. The dragon has just spawned. That is a location where...
It just holds no water.
Continuing as Chovy living his best life here towards the top side. Ruler is going to be able to claim these last couple of plates.
Yeah, this is the new thing with GENG where Chovy doesn't get all of the farm, they give a lot of the money to Ruler. It's kind of a newer trend. Like, watch that recent Corki game he played.
I mean, they're even on farm, but like Gio's 40 CS down.
Yeah, he is trying to be relevant in this game. Gideon is also trying to be relevant by starting a dragon.
Yeah.
And GENG are not really near it, so I think he's going to get away with it.
Yep, Keen also just Spidey senses tingling just a little bit here, as there is a spider on his side of the rift. Keen walks away from the turret, clears out the wave. Another Hextech Drake going to be our soul.
Okay, well, Keen, he's now the
public execution comes down, but the immediate taunt to come in. There's the Pop Blossom as well, as Lehens gets ulted here by Canyon. Not exactly an optimal target, but the heroic entrance is going to deny any follow-up. And now, Calyx is having to deal with the minions and Keen underneath this one. Canyon moving on over the flash forward, and Calyx is able to take down the Croc. That's going to be a solo kill there for the Rise, and one back here for Nongshim. Feeling fantastic. Gideon moving on in as well. The 2-man taunt is going to come through. There's Feats of Warfare as it's the Nico that locks down the Rise to get some revenge here for Keen. Gio? Teleport in as Gio is trying to get some damage.
The whole thing. The Rise on the bottom lane, the turret.
And they're doing, like, so this is something that, like, 2018 KT did a heck of a lot, where they picked Jinx and Caitlyn, and they just moved the Jinx and Caitlyn to kill these turrets. As Keen does have the Dominus, but once again, it's his arch nemesis in Calyx. As they get the vision, he does avoid that Q as he's looking to try and run this one out, but the Rune Prison is going to be there. And so that's a second death here for Keen.
You receive one Renekton. I receive...
Well, Lehens is not having a great time here as Capybara comes on through. There is the flash out from Lehens after he does come back down. And now we're going to get yet another charge. Yeah, but they did kill Keen. And there it is in a turret. Going to be picked up here most likely as this minion wave is conquering through.
So you receive one Renekton, I receive 2 inner turrets, and a flash.
Yes.
That is the cross map on the best deal they could get. And this Ryze is now isolated in the side lane, and I think he has some friends coming. Let's see if he can save him.
Cease and desist is going to come on through there, but the public execution is going to come down. Still they lose the Ryze. True Shot Barrage does not a whole lot, but Canyon, the taunt defense from Chovy is so good. And there are no minions here. Duro's moving in. He was a Krug. That was cool. Bit of a Doran cosplay. You love to see that. And here's the real Crocodile. Pop Blossom's gigantic as the heroic entrance is down on top of it. Chovy's at about 50 health, but that's pretty much all he needs. And the revenge from Keen is swift and destructive. Kingen trying to get in here to do his best Rich impression, but unfortunately, GENG are just too strong, and that's a clean ace here at 18.5 minutes as Chovy picks up 2,500 kills. Well, just having the greatest Caitlyn game ever, where he spends the whole game just hitting turrets, and outside of that, no one's focused. He is possibly dead. Gideon's there to help him. Thankfully, it wasn't Lehens again, who may have just let him die. But instead, Gideon's there to save him, as there is a little bit of a catch, but the public execution is going to come down. Let's see whether Duro can protect the president, as Rule actually able to get out of the way of Gideon here, and Gio is able to finish him off. So the bottom lane's going to die. That is...
IE Collector doesn't have the rapid fire cannon or anything like that for maximum turret snipe from a million miles away.
He did make sure that he had the slingshot.
Yeah.
For as much time as possible, which I respect.
I think this is Otacon.
Keen
nearby.
Still looking for a potential angle, as they will get some bounty gold by taking this one down. Still, that is a decent evacuation there. A cease and desist comes on through, but Canyon's in so much trouble. Gets so much health back, though, and Gideon eventually be able to lock it down, but the Winds of War will finish him off. GENG are very far ahead, ladies and gentlemen. That's a large reason why this looks so... We are hexgating around the rift. Duro could be in a little bit of trouble here. As Ruler is also in massive trouble. There's a public execution to lock him down. They'll find themselves a whole bunch of extra money as Duro. Yeah, he's not in this fight any longer. And Nongshim, there's not a whole lot to fight for here.
Oh, Duro. Look natural, Duro. Fly casually, Duro.
There's 5 caster minions here in this wave, as the True Shot Barrage sails over, but this inner turret is well and truly... They are moving from behind. Cease and desist right out of nowhere! Heroic entrance just to make sure that they can't further engage the flash out, but the taunt is there to follow, and the Pop Blossom for the follow-up is so good out of GENG. Over the wall they go, as Lehens does dash cannon his way out. That is going to be a teleport away from the Ambessa. Kingen is able to keep himself alive, but with Gio and Gideon down, that will be Soul Point going over to GENG, and even Lehens will be cut down where he stands.
So Atlas, do you remember when I was talking about in the previous game where I was like, oh, Nongshim had prio, they didn't go for the Baron.
To go any further, still has done a fair bit of damage, but he's 2 levels down, man. The taunt is going to connect, cease and desist comes on through, and they just wail on the Ambessa. Down she goes. A lot of damage onto Lehens, as well as the flash out from Canyon is not going to be successful. Keen with the Dominus running, but the Pop Blossom connects onto 3 into the back line as Chovy goes forward and goes golden. Still Duro is going to fall, as Ruler with the ace in the whole
TP for Chovy. After the back, he can return right away. Lehens
the flash. Okay. Crocodile better than Spider, as it turns out. There is now a control ward in the Baron pit. Teleport to come forward as GENG wanting to stop this from going down, but the Realm Warp gets Nongshim out of there!
The heist! That's a real heist right there. Sometimes we call Baron heist, but they're not. Try to see if there's anyone coming in to contest this, as in live!
Okay, cease and desist comes down yet again. The heroic entrance going to be eaten there by the... by the Zhonya's, but ultimately doesn't really do too much of anything at all. So Calyx is just dead. One Baron now down, 3 left remaining.
Q offers damage, I just don't know about this.
Yeah, Duro is trying to spot this one out as Lehens gets caught yet again. Goes up into the sky as King is now able to get himself out, but unfortunately Rule is able to shut down the Spider Lady, and now Nongshim looking for the turn. Gideon in amongst it, but nobody else is really there as Duro trying to fight off this dragon, and it's not quite working, and Canyon flashes to get himself the Hextech Soul, and now we get to witness Caitlyn and Hextech Soul. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not something you want to be going up against, as Gio gonna have all of his Qs avoided apart from that one. But everything else is going to go wide as there is the net over the wall, and Ruler locks down the ace and the Hextech Soul, and I think Gen G are just going to wander up this bottom lane and look to finish the game.
It wasn't clean. It wasn't clean, but Gen G, once again, dominant win here, and they'll take the 2-0. Definitely some fun to be had. Definitely an extremely dominant early game. Those some fun times to be had in the mid-game.
Yeah.
But extremely dominant early game, and now the last to fall.
Oh dear.
The first to fall in the previous fight. Lehens is dead. The turrets are dead, and Gen G, another day in the office in the Legend group. Another 2-0.
And
they're 26
25-0 against Nongshim now as well. Wasn't really Nongshim's day, although certainly some positives to draw from it, right? I think it was a decent performance from Calix here today, as Lehens, obviously a lot of ex-teammates over there on Gen G, as of course he was there for quite some time.
Palm. I kind of forgot I had to vote for
Oh,
that.
it's Keen. It's Keen 100%.
It kind of feels like it is Keen.